The results were good. I made $200. Whenever I was trading Fridays, I was just being really greedy. So this time I really wanted to be profitable. I didn't want to go back to my same mistakes.
What's going on, guys? This video is part 2 of the first video where we helped Walter go from an unprofitable trader to a profitable trader within 30 days. Our first video, we broke down his whole entire situation, why he's unprofitable, the things that he needs to be doing, and then 30 days later, which is now, seeing did he actually become a profitable trader within 30 days following the plan that we made for him. If you want to see his whole entire situation and the plan that we made for him, click somewhere in this video and it will bring you to that video. Cool. What's going on, Walter? How you doing?
Good, Nestor. How are you?
Awesome. So let's hear it. How was the 30 days? I know you said you wanted to start with $300 and then kind of grow it up. I guess what happened? Be honest. What was the results?
The results were good. I made $200, and honestly, I didn't trade every day of the week. Even the 4 days that I have from Monday to Thursday. Fridays I stopped trading those days. Before, I know I had mentioned that I was going on Fridays, and every Friday it was a day that I lost the money. Like I would take money from Monday to Thursday, and then Friday would come and I would lose it. So I stopped trading Fridays, and because I've been busy during this whole month, this past month, I trade when I can, and it hasn't been Monday to Thursday. It's been like 1 to 3 days a week. But since I profited $200 from the $300 account. So I'm not putting too much effort, but I'm becoming profitable.
Awesome. Cool. So $200 in 30 days, 300 is way over 50% gain. That's like almost like, I want to say 90% there. So that's awesome. But you said something that I want to touch up on, that you didn't trade every single day through the Monday and Thursday. Now, a lot of traders, when they're watching this video or even listening to it on Instagram or whatnot, they always think, oh, I need to trade every day, trade every session, take all the setups. I just kind of walk me through the mindset you had of why you didn't trade all the sessions. Like, why did you stay more disciplined, and what caused you to stay more disciplined? Kind of walk me through that whole entire situation.
So this time I really wanted to be profitable. I didn't want to go back to my same mistakes. And I know that whenever I was trading Fridays, I was just being really greedy. I was being greedy because I wanted to get money faster, and I was doing revenge trading. So I think this time I was like, like I don't want to go back to those same feelings where I'm kind of like, so like I'm anxious of, oh, I lost money, so I'm anxious the whole weekend or that whole week. Let's say if I lost Monday, I'm like, oh, I want to trade Tuesday. So I was kind of controlling those emotions because I didn't want to go back to being not being profitable.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that you went 30 days profitable, is this the first time that you've kind of like done 30 days like this, or is this not the first
No,
time?
this is but to being profitable, yes. Because before it was like I wouldn't last 2 weeks before I blew my account.
Got you. Okay, so now that you've lasted 4 weeks
Yeah,
and the account's not blown, it's up $200. How does it feel?
it feels good. I mean, I'm from what I lost to what I'm making right now. It's not obviously it's not everything,
Yeah.
but I'm not so stressed like I was before. So I feel more comfortable. I'm having more time to do my other stuff on the side, and I'm not on the phone all the time, which was what I was doing when I was not being profitable. I was just looking at my phone like every 30 minutes, every hour, and I was not focused on my other things in life. So I was not being very aware of of the things that I was doing, and it was causing everything to go down. So this time I'm taking care of like that kind of stuff.
So it sounded like you kind of had almost like an obsession to trading before, and now it's like, cool, I'll get in, I'll make money or I'll lose, right?
Yeah, it was an obsession before because I had made a lot of money,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Whoa, like I've never made so much money in a week."
Yeah.
But then, like that obsession became a gamble, and it's where I'm at right now. But this last month, I kind of like stick to my rules, and I'm noticing a change.
Okay. And I guess what's the biggest change you've seen happen this past month?
Being profitable, not being stressed out, not looking at the charts all the time, kind of still being disciplined with the with trading, but not letting trading take over my life,
Mm,
kind of just being like having my session time and then like, okay, that's it. Go back to my normal life. And then if I did make money that morning, or if I didn't, that's when I decided, hey, maybe I'll go into the gold session tonight or not.
okay. So you said something there, right? You said not like having trading take over your life, which is very, very important, right? It's kind of, seeing how trading can fit into your life, which is basically what I like to teach everybody is make sure that like you're not being obsessive about the charts. So I guess how did you find that balance of where it's like, okay, I'm not going to let trading take over my life, but let's see how I can make some room for trading and still be profitable and still hit my goals. Like, how did you make that happen?
Mm, Consistency, and honestly, learning this past lesson where I lost $33,000. I was just like, yo, I wasn't the type of person that was like, hey, I'm gonna give up, like fuck trading. Sorry.
It's okay, you can swear.
Okay. I was like, F trading. I'm not that type of person that's gonna be like, F trading. This is fake. All those people are out there are fake. This is not real, because I made money.
Yeah.
It's just that I didn't know how to control those emotions. So I think this time I learning from that mistake had made me be aware of this time, like, hey, don't do it again, because you don't want to be back at that same spot. You want to be like, I'm since the last time I traded has been a year, and so I promised myself I want to, from this August to next August in 2027, I want to be profitable. I don't want to be like my last year where I was just negative
Yeah.
33,000.
Okay. So this is basically out of your whole entire trading career, this is your first month ever like being profitable. Like you said, like 1 week you make money, the second week you make money, but then you lose it all in the next 2 weeks. So like you've never really actually had a profitable month. And now that you've had this profitable month after doing the 30-day plan, what are some new habits that you implemented that you didn't do before that we may have spoke about 30 days ago?
Um, like not being what do you call that? Like missing fear of missing out.
FOMO?
Yeah, because sometimes, let's say, having the session with you at 8:30, I'm busy and I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna be there at 8:30, and I'm like, I'm free. I got all my stuff that I had to get done like at 8:29, and I decide, do I need to rush it, or or can I just go tomorrow when I'm more free?
Yeah.
So I've learned how to be like more, I guess, aware of my decisions. Like, do I need to trade right now? Like, am I ready? Am I set up? Oh, I'm not. So it's okay. Just go tomorrow. Like, I don't have to go in that day.
Yeah. So it's controlling the way you're feeling before you
Exactly.
go in. And then you said something, trading with me and the community at 9:30 Eastern,
Mhm.
8:30 Central. How was that helpful or not helpful for you? Having a community that you could actually tap into, rely on, and just have other people to trade with. I guess for you, did you find that more helpful to have that community to tap into, or was it just like, I'm not really a community guy, but it was cool just to be there?
No, I like community because I think doing it with people is better than doing it solo. I think solo I could mess up, or maybe I overtrade or something. But being with the community, like we are all there, aware of what's going on, and looking at the charts. And if we don't all win, we all lose. But at the same time, we're all there together, and everybody that's been there knows that we make more than 20% a month. It's not like, oh, this month we made negative, because it's not that's not the case.
Yeah, so you said something there. Everybody that's in the FinTrade Master Academy community knows that we make way more than 20%, which is very true. You made almost 100% on that $300 account there. But I guess the question to that is like, why do some people still not make the bare minimum of 20%? Like what now that you've gone from what you were before and surpassing that 20% in the month, what do you think is the biggest things that are causing people in our community or even outside of our community not to hit those monthly goals after you went through that whole entire experience?
I would say it's all about, controlling emotions. I think I've learned this from you, but I think I heard from other traders that just
Yeah,
they pop up on my feed.
TikTok
Like
and all that stuff.
yeah, like trading is easy, but it's a mental game, like it's easy to get back in, it's easy to trade a big lots, it's easy to just be like buy, it's easy to hit a button, but it's not easy to control that emotion of like, hey, I'm gonna get in the game because it was so easy to make 200, $300 in a few seconds.
Okay. And here's a question. Obviously, at a good month, like we've been talking about, but there's probably still habits that you haven't done yet. What are those habits that you have not done yet and not accepted into your trading routine? And be honest.
Okay, so like this past month, I did the bad habit that I haven't. Maybe I need to fix more is over trading, but not over trading like I was doing before. But like for example, I hit a trade on Nasdaq, let's say, right,
Yep.
and I hit my stop loss, and it hits my stop loss. So I'm like, okay, I have one more trade, and then it hits my stop loss again. But then in the markets, it's not gonna go away the first 30
Yeah.
minutes. It could go the next 35 minutes.
Hmm.
It could make the move. So I know it's going to make the move. So I know whenever let's say if it goes for a sell, then I hit another trade because I know it's coming, but I'm over trading, right? So I would say those are the habits where I'm not hitting correctly because I'm still over trading, but I know where the market is going. But I got stopped out my first two trades, but I'm like, I know it's going down, so I want to hit this third one.
So that's a common mistake that happens to everybody, right? Actually, that happened to me this month where I saw US 30 grabbing liquidity and it stopped me out twice, and I took that third trade and it actually made back all that I lost and then had me profit. So I know what I did, and I will explain what I did and why I did here in a second. But for you, someone that just came off of like all those bad habits and things of that nature, what would you say to people that are like, oh, I know this is going to go down or up, but it stopped me out twice already? Like, what would you say to those people? Would you tell them, like, hey, take that third trade? Or what would you tell them now that you've did that and experienced it and how you felt while you're doing it and what you were doing before?
I would say it's up to them,
Hmm.
but they just gotta know like if the third trade doesn't hit, that should be the last one. Because that time where I hit the third trade, it did
Yeah.
go profit,
Yeah.
you know. So I felt like okay, I broke my rule, but at the same time, I made the profit that I need to make.
Yeah. Okay. And then something I am curious. Well, actually, before I go into that, I wanted to explain, reason why I did it was when you've been profitable for so long and you've actually have the ability to, what's it called, hold your trades and do your analysis correctly, not over leverage, not do all these bad habits. Taking that third trade doesn't sometimes necessarily mean it's revenge trading. It means you were waiting for this whole entire setup to happen and it's been setting up to do it. It's just not ready to go yet. Don't worry about taking that third trade, but only if you've actually been following your rules for quite some time.
Hmm.
Because if you have been following your rules for quite some time and then you take that third, fourth, fifth trade, then what do you think is going to happen? You're going to go back into that routine of like
Hmm.
revenge trading and so on and so on. So just give it some time and then you'll be able to rock and roll with that. But
Okay.
cool, man. Now, one thing I always like to ask is how has your experience been with FinTrade and everything's going on? I mean, obviously you had your roller coaster, but now that we finally fixed what we need to fix, how's everything going for you now? From when you started to now?
From when I started to now is good. I mean, FinTrade has always been good. I think the sessions have always been good. Um, if you can't make it to the morning sessions, I like how there's a evening session because it's like, what if you're busy in the morning? You still have a chance to do something in the evening. Um, where is there's always a set schedule that you start on. It's never like, oh, he's 10 minutes late or something, which is something good for everybody there because they're depending that you are there on time. So I like that. Um, yeah, I mean everything from the strategies to learning how to do your analysis, how to uh, like not take care of your money and not over leverage. I like everything.
Cool. Cool, man. Well, that is that. So awesome that, well, actually, before we just kind of end it there, I do have one question. Now that we're doing well, now that we're doing great, what are your goals for the next, what do we have, like 4 or 5 months left of the year? When it
Yeah,
comes to trading, what are you gonna do now?
I think I'm gonna go one more month on doing a demo account,
Hmm.
and then I'm gonna open the real account.
Okay. And when you do go live, how much you're gonna put in?
I'm gonna start where I started right now,
Okay.
and keep it the same way and see where I'm at the end of the year.
Awesome. Cool, man. Well, hopefully a year from now, that 300 is worth maybe 5,000 and slowly growing it up.
Yep.
Awesome, man. Good job.
All right.